This morning, in this service, we recognize and acknowledge loss. Though we risk disappointment, we choose to hope. Though we risk grief, we choose to love. Our worship time is the cooperative work of many hands, including but not exclusively our music ministers, Rachel Derry and Beverly Horton, our religious educator, Jenny Coops, ushers, Jean Jacobs and Agnes Cunningham, tech team, Josh McIntyre, Eamon Bullock and John Elliott, and worship assistants, Sue and Ian Johnstone. Before we begin, please take a moment to set your devices to worship mode, unless, of course, you need it to access the hearing assist loop.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let a mighty cry, for even when I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. I know that I've found the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me.
Hamilton and this place of worship are on the traditional lands of the Erie, Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississauga peoples. It is home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and this land is covered by several treaties and covenants. We are, all of us, treaty people, original inhabitants, and those who came later, inheritors of a diverse history, dwellers in a common land, and travelers toward a better day. Those of us who identify as settlers endeavor to respect our treaty relationships and responsibilities to both the land and the original people who continue to reside here. This morning's call to worship is adapted from the words, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You've got something.
Yep.
Sorry.
We're bouncing around a little bit this morning. Before we get started, I would actually like to invite our Canvas co-chairs forward for one final announcement, Canvas announcement. So Brad Berquist and Leslie Brunskill.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is a joy for Leslie and me to share some truly uplifting news about this year's Canvas.
Thanks to the generosity, hope, and shared commitment in this community, we are completing the most successful canvas in our church's history. In the shortest period of time. Pledges came in strong, and the messages of support we received spoke volumes about the positive energy and sense of purpose we all feel together. And it certainly didn't hurt that in the middle of our campaign, we celebrated Danny's installation as our inspiring new settled minister.
I am delighted to announce that there will be cake after the service today. We have collectively pledged $355,168. This is $15,000 over our goal and 15% more than last year's successful canvas. But the success isn't just about numbers. It's about faith in our shared plans for the future. It shows how deeply we believe in the ministry we're building together and in the good we can do within and beyond these walls.
So, to everyone who pledged, volunteered, and lifted your voices and hearts in support, thank you. Let us carry this spirit of abundance and hope forward into worship, into service, into every act of kindness that sustains our beloved community.
Our wonderfully successful canvas reflects our commitment to the ambitious growth plans that we have set in the coming years. The great canvas results will reduce the amount that we have to draw from our reserves to balance our 2026 budget. However, we don't want to celebrate too much. There is still work to be done as our plans for 2026 still call on us to make a big dip into our reserves. To those of you who are saying, "Oh crap, I meant to make my pledge," or if you're saying, "Wow, I want to be a part of that success," there is still time. Leslie and I will be available in the foyer after the service to help with any last-minute pledging. Our 2026 canvas officially ends at the end of coffee hour. However, pledges will happily be accepted anytime in the month ahead. Simply send a pledge form or contact Leslie or me. Thank you for investing in the stewardship of our church, and congratulations to all of us.
Please be sure to join us for cake and treats in the foyer after service. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie and Brad.
Thank you all so much for participating in this Canvas season these last couple of weeks. And I forgot to introduce myself the first time I was up here, so good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Danny Weber. I use they, them pronouns, and as was just mentioned, I am the newly installed settled minister here at UU Hamilton. Thank you for joining us for worship today. Each time we gather, we light a chalice. It reminds us that we are entering sacred space and time together. It reminds us of our connection to Unitarian Universalists all around the world. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. And please join me in our unison chalice lighting words.
Our call to worship this morning are words from, adapted from Andrea Hawkins Camper. Let us gather now when the wheel turns and the veil shatters, to remember, to grieve, to sing the songs, to tell the stories, to celebrate that which was, which is, and which will be. Let us gather to worship, united by story and love. Please rise now as you are willing and able, and join in singing our first hymn, number 96 in the gray hymnal, I Cannot Think of Them as Dead. The words will appear behind me.
I cannot think of them as dead who walk with me no more. Along the path of life I tread, they are but gone before. They are but gone before. And still their silent ministry within my heart has place, as when on earth they walked with me and met me face to face, and met me face to face. Their lives are made forever mine. What they to me have been has left henceforth its seal and sign, engraven deep within, engraven deep within. Mine are they by an ownership, nor time nor death can free. For God hath given to love to keep its own eternally, its own eternally.
We have one person in the tech booth right now jumping around. Our story this morning is Everywhere Still, written by M.H. Clark and illustrated by Claire Limp. This is a book about loss, grief, and the way love continues. I miss you and I love you. I know I always will. And even though you aren't here now, I think of you all the time still. I still have all our memories. They live right here inside of me. Sometimes they hurt my heart to hold. Sometimes they're warm. Sometimes they're cold. Sometimes they feel so bright and huge, I smile because they feel like you. Sometimes I try to wish you back, and then I wish it worked like that. The truth is, I'd give anything to have you here, right next to me. To see your face or hold your hand or hear my laugh with yours again. Sometimes the missing gets so big it seems to swallow everything. It feels like there is a hole in me. That hole is where you used to be. I still have all this love for you, but you weren't here to give it to. But then I think, what if love knows exactly where it needs to go? What if it traveled fast and far to find you now, right where you are? My love becomes a bird of light. I go now, I say, and it takes flight. It wings across all space and time. It knows exactly who to find. How do I know it flies to you? I know because you send yours too. It travels very fast and far and comes to rest here in my heart. And when your love comes here to me, I recognize it instantly. It fills my heart and warms it too. It feels like I'm right next to you. I miss you and I love you. I know I always will. And even though you aren't here right now, I feel you everywhere still. And that's when I remember that as far as you might be, it's love that keeps you close, that keeps me close to you and keeps you close to me.
In a scene from Andrei Tarkovsky's last film, The Sacrifice, Otto, the postman, walks his bicycle up to the house of his friend Victor. Tied to the bicycle is a large framed picture, actually an antique map of Europe. The map is a birthday gift for Victor. Victor insists that the gift is, quote, far too much. I know it's no sacrifice, he begins. Otto cuts him off. Of course it's a sacrifice. Every gift involves a sacrifice. If not, what kind of gift would it be? If not, what kind of gift would it be? The gifts that allow us to continue the work of this congregation will now be gratefully received.
I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. You used to rock me in the cradle of your arms. You said you'd hold me till the pains of life were gone. You said you'd comfort me in times like these. Now I need you, now I need you. And you are gone. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. Since you've gone and left me, there's been so little beauty, but I know I saw it clearly through your eyes. Now the world outside is such a cold and bitter place. Here inside I have few things that will console. And when I try to hear your voice upon the storms of life, then I remember all the things that I was told. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I think of the things that made me feel so wonderful when I was young. I think on the things that made me laugh, made me dance, made me sing. I think on the things that made me grow into a being full of pride. I think on these things, for they are true. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I thought that you were gone, but now I know you're with me. You are the voice that whispers all I need to hear. I know a please, a thank you, and a smile will take me far. I know that I am you and you are me and we are one. I know that who I am is numbered in each grain of sand. I know that I am blessed again and over again. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes.
Your contributions to the work of our congregation are gratefully accepted. I invite you now into a time of meditation, a time of ritual, and a time to be together, maybe in our grief. The long summer has faded now, and these first days of November mark the beginning of the coming of winter. The frost has taken our tender plants, leaves have begun to fall from the trees, geese have begun to travel south. Our days are cooler, the weather a little bit unsettled, and the evenings are suddenly dark. Our children have played with death and fear, pagans have celebrated Samhain, and Christians have marked All Saints and All Souls Day, both holidays commemorating the dead. And Latin Americans will be celebrating the Day of the Dead. If we were members of a traditional Mexican family, we would go this evening to have a picnic on the graves of our family members, celebrating, remembering, and honoring them. Most of us are far from the grave sites of our ancestors, but we can also honor those who have gone before us. And we will do so soon by inviting anyone who wishes to come forward and light a candle for their own beloved dead. At this darkening time of the year, our thoughts turn to things past, to life retreating, to those who are no longer with us. Images come to our minds of dear companions who once graced our lives, loved ones whom we miss, persons whose lives made an impact on our lives, of all those who were here, contributing, caring, and are now gone. Our memories bring both joy and sadness. Let us not push through these feelings or push them away, for our recollections attest to the enduring importance of these friends, this love, our memories. May these brave and lovely souls live again in our tender thoughts and prove that death and distance are powerless to sever the bonds that connect truly loving hearts. And now I would have us recall to mind those members of this community who have died within the year. After I call their names, I invite you to come forward and light your own candle for those who you would honor and remember. Church members who have died during the last year are Valerie Nielsen, Roy Dickinson, Tony Wallace, Irene Laurie, we light this ancestor candle to recognize their time and space with us and to hold their memories in our hearts. Please come forward when you are ready to light a candle in honor of a loved one, in honor of a death that you are commemorating today.
In our faith, we affirm that what touches the life of one of us touches us all. There are sorrows that we share in community. November 2nd is All Souls Day on the Christian calendar, the day on which we are grateful for the love and contributions of those who have gone before us. May we be very grateful to all those who have helped to build this congregation. It is with enormous gratitude, and I might add, joy, that we want to thank the garden team for everything you've done in the gardens this year. Your hard work, care, and attention have made such a difference. Every corner of our gardens shows, accumulating in our very own Silver Trillium Award 2025. Such a kind and dedicated team. Thank you. And a note of gratitude. Thank you to the Blue Jays for an amazing series. You are proud to play as a team, and you are champions of my heart. We recognize all those joys, concerns, and sorrows that we hold deep in our heart that are too raw to yet share. In joy and in sorrow, in both struggle and success, may we together embrace life's blessings and endure its challenges in the sacred hope that we might grow stronger through both. Please join now in hymn number 1051 in the Teal hymnal, We Are.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises, sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning
I would like to start this morning with a quote from Albert Einstein. This was originally published in 1931 in a book entitled Living Philosophies. And this excerpt is from an essay entitled The World as I See It. And I've adapted it for gender-neutral language. How strange is the lot of us mortals, each of us here for a brief sojourn, for what purpose we know not, though sometimes we think we can sense it. But with deeper reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. First of all, for those upon whose smiles and well-being our own happiness is wholly dependent. And then for the many, unknown to us, to whose destinies we are bound by the ties of sympathy. 100 times every day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life are based on the labors of other humans, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. Our monthly theme for November is nurturing gratitude. And although most of the rest of Einstein's essay, The World as I See It, goes on to talk about democracy and capitalism, as well as social responsibility and military systems, I think that this opening paragraph has incredible insight for us when it comes to nurturing a sense of gratitude. He says, "But with deeper reflection, a human being knows from daily life that we exist for other people, those who we are aware of, the life of people around us who we recognize our dependence is upon, and those who are unknown to us, but whose destinies are bound up in our own destiny." He says, "I remind myself that my life, both my inner life and my outer life, are based on the labors of other humans, both alive and dead. And I must do my best to give in the same measure that I have and will continue to receive." And it is in this sense of gratitude, a gratitude for those who we have lost, that we spend our time in reflection today. For ancestors who planted trees whose shade we enjoy today. Reverend Michelle Collins wrote, "May this chalice flame illuminate our place in the long chain of receiving gifts and leaving legacies for future generations." And I would like to share a story of my own gifts received from my ancestors. And I have to warn you that the next story I'm about to tell might seem a little bit silly, but please bear with me. Adam and I met on an online dating app. In January, we will be celebrating 9 years together. If you've ever had the opportunity, or if you've never had the opportunity to create an online dating profile, then you should know that you are asked to fill out dozens of questions in order for others to get to know you. Some are simple, like, what is your favorite cuisine? Or what's your ideal Saturday? Some are a little bit deeper, like, how has fear impacted you? Who are your role models? Amongst all of these questions, there was one question that I really loved and still remember the answer that I wrote to. The question was, What are the 6 things you could not live without? I'm not exactly sure how these questions are devised, though I would be surprised if some sort of algorithmic intelligence would suggest that answers to these questions could help us find people who we are attracted to, or who might be the right fit for us. So instead of writing down things like my cell phone, passport, the internet, even food, water, or air, I decided to dig a little bit deeper. 8.5 years ago, around the time that I was putting together this profile, I graduated from seminary. And so in writing this profile and answering these questions, I knew that there was a lot that I could live without. That things I found essential to my life were more significant than things like social media, Starbucks, or even books. So what were the 6 things that if I didn't have would change me, change who I am at the very core of my being? The 6 things that have become some of my most cherished belongings and blessings. Those 6 things were my father's logic, my mother's emotional support, my grandmother's wondering questions, my grandpa's wisdom, my dog's unconditional love, and my best friend's devil's advocacy. I believed at that time, when I was writing this answer to my online dating profile, if for some reason I woke up tomorrow and I no longer had any one of those 6 things, I knew my life would be irrevocably changed. And I was right. Almost 9 years has passed, and I have lost a few of the items on this list. And I yearn for them often. When I was a child, I didn't have a lot of experience with death. We had many pets when I was growing up, but we never had a pet die until I was a teenager, because we often had to rehome our pets. We found out that my dad was allergic to cats the hard way when I received a cat for my 3rd birthday from one of my uncles, or my dad's best friend. And we had to rehome our first dog when my family moved from Saskatchewan to Alberta. I had 4 great-grandparents who died before I had the ability to get to know them. And the first death that I remember really having an impact on me was my great-grandmother Pearl, who died when I was 11 years old. I do have memories of Pearl sitting in her backyard in Abbotsford eating plums from the tree. And she also had chalky mints on her coffee table in the living room. I also remember celebrating Christmas with 4 generations of Webbers in Halifax when I was about to turn 8 years old. But her death was impactful on me because of the way that my dad reacted. We were eating dinner in the family room, some of us sitting in front of the coffee table, others holding their bowls in their lap, when my dad's aunt called and he started crying. I had only seen my dad cry on a few occasions, but this time he sobbed, sitting on the living room floor, inconsolable, sobbing. I think it was then that I had become afraid of dying. I didn't really have a notion of what happened when someone dies, and being raised a Unitarian Universalist meant that no one had a story to tell me about what happens when somebody dies. There were not really any conversations about heaven or a better place or a waiting place. It was just that the person that you loved would no longer be around, that they had stopped breathing, and that they were going to be buried or maybe cremated. I didn't understand what happened. My 11-year-old mind could not wrap around these concepts, and therefore I became afraid of them. Afraid to die, afraid of the people I loved dying, and afraid of the hurting that I saw in my dad that evening on the living room floor. This fear of the pain and the hurt that I experienced as a child led to a lot of conversations and study, not just of death, in fact, not really of death at all, but of the human condition. I studied psychology and religious studies through my undergraduate degree. And of course, the human condition was a significant part of my seminary education as well. And while I no longer have a fear of dying, I still have no idea what happens when one of my loved ones dies. I've been able to come to a sense of peace with this aspect of life, in part because of my own theology around life and what we are meant to do here on earth, but also because of the stories some cultures have around the dying. One of the stories about death that influenced me significantly was about a river. A story of the experience of death from the Coast Salish people of the Pacific Northwest. This is how their story goes. There's a beautiful river that runs through the center of the community. It's wide and gentle and covered in mist, and the community spans this river. It contains 2 villages, one on either side, on either bank. The river separates the 2 villages, but it also holds them together. When we die, we don't leave our larger community. We just move across the river to the other village. We change our address, but we stay connected to those we love on both sides of the river. Your mother is still your mother after death. Your friend is still your friend. While dying does change the relationships that you have with people, it doesn't end them. Most of the time, the 2 shores of the river are hidden from each other in the mist. But when someone in the village of the living is dying or being born, the mist lifts a little, offering a gentle blessing. Village members on both sides are able to see each other more clearly. We remember our ancestors at a birth and at a death, and they remember us. It is said that sometimes our dead come across and visit us on this side of the river, showing themselves in dreams, visions, and synchronicities. Like when I eat a juicy red plum and I am immediately transported back into my great-grandmother's backyard. These visits help both the living and the dying prepare for the changes that death will bring. When it's time for somebody to die and their soul leaves their body once and for all, and they begin to make their way from the village of the living, it can take a while to adjust to life without a body. And for the first few days, they might come back occasionally and check on the body they used to live in. They might visit other people in the village of the living. But when they finally do make it to the shore of the river, they see in the sand the footprints of those loved who've died before them, people who have crossed the river. They realize that it is time to cross the river, but they can't make the journey alone. They need help, and they get it from both sides of the river. First, those in the village of the living build a canoe for their loved one. They build it out of love. They pour their love and appreciation into creating a sturdy vessel that will carry the spirit of the one making the journey. The living also fuel the canoe for their journey, and they fuel it with the energy of their grief. Paddles are shaped like tears, and when we focus our grief on our loved one's behalf, it gives the canoe the energy it needs to propel them out into the water. The second group to help the canoe get across is the inhabitants of the village of the dead. They know when a death is going to happen, even an unexpected one, and they begin to gather down by the shore, excited to receive the person who is coming to join them. Everything in nature is balanced, and the grief we feel on this side is perfectly matched by the joy felt by our dead on the other side. When we send the canoe out from this shore on the energy of our grief, it makes it exactly halfway. The dead then reach out and receive the canoe, using the energy of their joy to pull it towards them, celebrating the person's arrival with the same intensity as the living mourn the person's departure. One of the things that I love about this ideology is that we are always in community, always in relationship. Whether it is during the time in our lives when we are with the people in the village of the living, or when we are in the village of the dead, we are always in community. Not only then, but also when we are at our most vulnerable, when we are all alone by ourselves in the canoe. It is the love and the energy of the people from both sides of the river that help us make our crossing. Such a blessing, being in relationship, being part of one another, in life and in death. It wasn't long after I had read this story or listened to the discussion during our class that I realized the reason why I was afraid of death. I was afraid of forgetting people, and I was afraid of being forgotten. Which brings me back to those 6 things that I said I wouldn't be able to live without. My father's logic, my mother's emotional support, my grandma's wondering questions, my grandpa's wisdom, my dog's unconditional love, and my best friend's devil's advocacy. Because I have lived without some of them. Even though I have a dog now, I did lose the unconditional love of the dog I was writing about when I wrote this list. But the one that I can't just replace is my grandfather's wisdom. As many of you will know, my grandfather was a member of this church, joining in 1977, until he died in March 2020, less than 6 months before his 80th birthday. And even though I have had to experience life for the last 5.5 years without my grandfather around, I'm still able to tap into his wisdom. Even though we are no longer together, death has not been able to separate us completely. Whether we create a practice of remembering borrowed from Mexican culture, or we believe that our loved ones are in heaven, or we believe that we are all part of a community where the mist parts from time to time and we have connections with our dead. Or we remember the most valuable pieces of our families, the most sacred moments in the pieces of life that we shared together. Let us practice including the offering up of gratitude. Let us not forget to offer thanks to the people who traveled this journey ahead of us. And I'd now like to invite forward Beverly to sing our postlude.
When you reach that golden city, friends and loved ones you will meet. When the saints come out to meet you, oh, shake my mother's hands for me. Shake my mother's hand and tell her happy may her spirits be. When the saints come out to meet me, oh, shake my mother's hands for me. There are times I often wonder, how can all these trials be? Time can't keep me here much longer. Oh, shake my mother's hands for me. Shake my mother's hands and tell her happy may her spirits be. When the saints come out to meet you, shake my mother's hands for me. Over there, you'll meet my Savior. Many loved ones you will meet. You've talked with Jesus. Oh, shake my mother's hands for me. Mother's hand. And tell her happy may her spirits be. When the saints come out to meet you, oh, shake my mother's hands for me.
Our benediction today is written by Kathleen Mateague, entitled, "They Are With Us Still." In the struggles we choose for ourselves, in the ways we move forward in our lives, and bring our world forward with us, it is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in this choice of living. It is right to name the power of hard lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us, who struggled for justice and suffered injustice before us, have not melted into dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they lived hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. We take them with us, and with them choose the deeper path of living. And though we extinguish the chalice, we know that the light and warmth of its flame is carried in our hearts as we go.